AI and Cyber Now. I'm your host, Ron Hicks. I'm here with Valentia and my co host, Mr. Joel Hallbaker. What's going on, sir?
Hey Ron, what's happening? What's going on, everybody?
Man, we got a busy week. I got
Mm-hmm.
something that kind of jumped on me today that I want to share right away. We have some events going on here in the Illinois area, and I was looking for a video that I watched last weekend, this weekend, and when I went on Google and did a search for it, I just couldn't find it. And immediately I'm like, hang on a minute, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. What's going on here? So I did a little bit of research in this. Now, the topic that we're going to be talking around is kind of charged right now. So what I'm bringing isn't about the topic itself. It's about a little bit of a different topic that's associated with the topic, if you know what I mean. Specifically, I'm talking about Google searches. And at different times when different things happen, does the Google search algorithm work differently? In other words, in one scenario, I would get one result, and in a different scenario, I would get a different result. This is kind of my experience this week. So I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
bring some high powered tools, Joel, to the table. So
All right.
I wanted to bring our AI as a service platform that we've been using from Hats to the Table as a AI use case and looking into this more deeply. But let's get started. You ready?
I'm ready, man. Let's do it.
So the first question is, like I was saying, why can't I find a video on YouTube that I just watched a few days ago? As I was mentioning, went out, saw that the trial was coming up this week, and had saw the body cam video that was released about a year ago or so, and once I saw that the trial verdict had happened, I think it was Wednesday of this week, I went and just did a search again to try to find this body cam video that was part of the trial, and man, I just couldn't find it, Joel. I was like, "What is wrong with me?" You usually Google searches works great. You type something and autofill, and it's just super easy, especially something you've already found. So this thing was buried, and I looked, and I'm like, "Man, I can't seem to find it." And I'm sure Google doesn't bury results or doesn't skew results to make some things difficult to find or whatever. I'm sure this is just a normal event. So I started asking myself, am I crazy? Does Google manipulate search results? I know that doesn't happen. At least I think it doesn't. And then I started asking myself, uh, is this just a normal feature? Possibly this is just kind of a normal thing that happens whenever, in some circumstances, where something that you watched a week ago is all of a sudden almost impossible to find. Joel, have you run into any situations like that personally?
Yeah, I have multiple times over the years. I mean,
Really?
it's also something where I've had similar results to what you're talking about, where it'll be a news related item, right? And there's lots of great information out there, and there's videos, and there's personal posts and all sorts of stuff, and then all of a sudden all I can find are news articles, and I got to watch the 5 minute ad before the video on the news website. And then when I see the video finally, it's just the anchors talking about it. They're not actually showing what I saw before. And I've got a lot
Hmm.
of theories around why that could be. Sometimes it's just sensitive information that's maybe not, maybe they deem it not suitable for public consumption or whatever it may be. But yeah, I've seen this for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, for me personally, it's not something that I've run into. I just
Hmm.
found it just kind of slapped me in the face, and I'm like, well, and then I got to thinking about this, and I got to thinking about the implications of how do we get our information, and you know, uh, obviously Google's not the source of this information, so it probably is not really right for me to be Google searching on YouTube or whatever for it. Maybe, let me check myself a little bit here and go back to some solid principles like where is the solid material? What is the source material for this? Like if we're doing any kind of science or any kind of reasonable journalism, or like us with engineers, if you call me and tell me something can't ping, I'm going to go and look at the routing table. I mean, get to the source. And so that was kind of my impetus, if you will, is,
Right.
there's a trial on this, there's some body cam video, let me get to the source. But then when I couldn't find the source, it was like, it really spurred me to kind of look at this a little bit deeper. So
Well,
that's what I'd
yeah,
like. Go ahead, Joel.
I was gonna say, yeah, if you're doing historical research, there's this idea of primary and secondary sources. And, a secondary source is going to be something that draws directly from a primary source. We don't talk about tertiary sources because who cares, right? You don't want
Right,
that.
right.
But we want the primary. Right now, we'll read a
Yeah.
great book that some great historian wrote that drew from the primary source, but that's as far as I want to go from it, right? You don't want to get further away than that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I'm a big fan. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, like I was saying, is like you were agreeing. Um, Give me the juice, man. I mean,
Yep.
I don't want to watch gory videos. Thankfully, this particular video was put out again from the sheriff's department, and it was blurred, and it was nothing gory or inappropriate or anything. But in this situation, I would consider it source material. I mean, it's a body cam video of the event. So
Right.
I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to turn the page here. The goal of this isn't really to talk about this particular event or even a little bit to talk about where you get your information and what you rely on as far as searches and things like that. But really, the focus is I want to show you this AI use case and using this tool that we've been demoing now for quite a few weeks and describing to you guys and showing is it's so empowering. So let me jump right over here with that real quick here, and I'll show you what I mean. Yeah. So as you guys can see here, I'm going to start here at the top. I did a little bit of prep here because I didn't want to take too much time. And I started out with this here. You see the screen okay, Joel? Everything good?
I do.
Awesome. The case of the missing evidence. Said like good prompt engineering, need to set the context, right? So I said, I need your help. You are my detective and lead investigator. I suspect that something may have changed regarding the Google search results in the last week or so. Last week, I was easily able to find a video on YouTube, and now I have a real difficult time finding this same video. Any precedent on this? Has this ever happened in the past for some reason? Is this based on a Google policy perhaps? And for those of you not familiar with this AI as a service platform, what this is software as a service, right? It's a tenant. It's our tenant, Valenture at Hats AI. This particular platform allows us access to a lot of different LLMs. As you can see here, a wide variety of LLMs that we can use. I'm using GPT-5 right now. It also allows us to access different tools, and we'll get into that a little bit more. So I chose my LLM, and now I'm working here. So this is what it says. It reasons. You can see here, I'm considering several reasons why a YouTube video might become difficult to find. It could be de-indexing, age restrictions. It goes down through it. To help to find the video, I can recommend checking watch history. So it reasons what it's going to respond to me, and then it responds with some common causes. Video's been removed, regional age restriction, time to search rank updates, freshness, time wait. Freshness is an important one there. How to find it now, and some recommendations. And so then I want to move on pretty quickly here. I said, perhaps you could do some searches for me and see if you are seeing the same behavior as I am. I'm searching for a specific body cam video that was uploaded a year or so ago and was easy to find until just last week. Coincidentally, this week was the week of the trial, and the verdict has now been delivered and the trial is over. What tools do you need for me to enable? So rather than me doing the work, Joel, right? What does AI do? It empowers people like me.
Yep.
So doing some investigation here, I want to have this thing go out and search for me. So it reasons the tools. It asks me the tools. I enable the tools. As you can see here, the tools that I have enabled are Firecrawl, Google Search, and Exit. If I want to look, I can do more tools, but you can see the various built-in tools that we can use here. And so I've enabled these tools. And now that I've enabled these tools, I'm going to tell it tools enabled. It's going to say, I'm thinking I should start by asking for time frame, look approximate update, video length, so forth and so on. So then it goes and uses, it asks me, great, thanks, I'm ready for the search. So then I give it the search results, the search that I'm looking for, rather. This is the search term I'm using, and it matches the video title. However, the vast majority of the results are from news outlets instead of the body cam video. Focus your efforts on just this question. Are the search results returning news outlets or body cam video? So I want to get it right. I want all the, I want just tell me, am I crazy? Can you verify that what I'm seeing right now is a thing? So it does that. It goes in and uses the Firecrawl tool. It uses, gets back results, and it comes back with the answer. Short answer, yes. Yeah, yeah. Short answer, yes. To the results skew to the news outlets right now. The primary body cam upload is still on YouTube, but it's age restricted and not consistently shown in the top Google results. And that was the experience that I was experiencing. And again, I don't have a dog in the fight, not a conspiracy theorist, not saying Google's doing anything wrong. It's just a technical problem that I ran into that I haven't ran into before. And it kind of, to me, it spurred the care in me because I'm worried about other people that may not have a tool like this or a lot of tech skills to go and really dig and dive to find what I would consider a source material for what these news outlets are talking about and everything. So it's good to see that I'm not the only one that's experiencing this, and it is a real thing. So yeah, it says the primary body cam upload is still on YouTube. What I'm seeing, Google style search for body cam footage, deputy shooting, surfaces a lot of news coverage and social posts before the body cam video. On the YouTube itself, the police activity upload exists, sign and require, which tends to derank it on Google because it's age restricted. It also sees several re-uploads, so it's available in several forms. There's also a preserved copy on Internet Archive, which is always encouraging. The likely cause, age-sensitive restriction, and the trial news cycle temporarily boosting news articles in Google's ranking. So, the conspiracy theorists out there maybe would point to Google, having some nefarious means or desires here, but it looks like this is a normal thing. Joel, I'm curious on your thoughts here.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to believe what's coming out of this, right? That it could just be that there's a whole lot of talk now all of a sudden with the trial, and so the news stories are putting out all sorts of content on the trial. And so they're gonna have fresh videos that are not age restricted. Age restricted is a big one, right? I mean, knowing that tells me a lot. That's definitely gonna be harder to find, and it's from a year ago. So okay, I get that. In this case, I'll say in this case, right? Is this true in every case? I don't think so. I think there's absolutely things that happen that cause videos intentionally to be less findable or more findable. I mean, it's we know this. It's no mystery. Everybody knows this about the big tech companies, right? They have controls and they use them.
Okay. Yeah. On the age restriction thing, this happened to me when I was logged into my account, and on my particular account, I understand age restriction stuff, but I'm of age. My account knows I'm of age. So this age restriction piece really doesn't bear because that's not a part of me on my own account searching. So I kind of discounted the age restriction piece a little bit. But I think the news cycles being so fresh, the freshness of it, there's a part of this that has to do with the freshness of the content being preferred, which I completely get. So yeah, I think there may be, I don't know what I think. I'm still up in the air.
Well, who
It
knows
seems
too?
like
I mean,
there may be
there's
some policy and then is this a natural function of the algorithm, or is this a policy and I'm probing it, and I'm using the tool to probe it a little bit here,
Yeah, in this case, I mean, it's kind of up in the air, right? I mean, because it can also be because it's a controversial and it's a charged topic, like you mentioned. That means anybody that finds it, there's a very good chance they're going to hit that thumbs up or thumbs down, right? They're not just going to watch it and walk away, right? So, and being controversial, there's probably going to be a lot of thumbs down, and that could be affecting the algorithm as well. I mean, there's so many things in this case that it's hard to know for sure. Why exactly you wouldn't be seeing it. But I think some of these reasons are completely reasonable.
Yeah. Murky territory, which again,
and that's the thing, isn't it? It's a black box. It's the thing that's the big thing that people. That's why conspiracy theories abound, right? Because we don't know We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We also know that different people, you're going to get different results than I'm going to get.
Right.
And not just because of my account, but because of where I am, location, geography, all this, my history, anything else Google knows about me, outside of YouTube. Like I'm going to get different results. The AI, server is going to get different results. So nobody really knows why or how this stuff happens, and that kind of breeds a distrust, and also gives it creates a little bit of a dangerous environment for the companies that do have the control, right? That do know what's going on behind the curtains, because they know nobody really knows, right? So they can make a change here and there, and we don't really know why, or how many times have we seen the update? Hey, there was an algorithm update, so now learn how to social media market again, right? Because there's an algorithm update. You gotta learn it again. I
Yeah.
mean, these things happen.
So much depends nowadays on that Google algorithm, doesn't it? That search algorithm.
Yep.
So it has been a topic, definitely. Yeah, so let's roll here. So I have some, using good principles here. I want to know the facts. So I'll ask for source. What county? When did the county release the source documents? Can you provide links and sources? Again, very powerful as a investigative detective here. It goes and uses the tools, and it comes back and it says, yes, here's the county, Sangamon County official sources here. There's a page with all the details, and by the way, if you go to this page, it has there's a release to the public of all the information, so you can find the police file reports, the field reports rather. You can find personnel files of people involved. You can find media response. There's a lot of information here. So if I wanted to be an investigative journalist and actually investigate this particular event, it would be very easy to go to these source materials with one more link. Click on this link, download those documents, and import them in here with this button here. I would just go and import the actual files from the police, whatever they released, and then how the various LLMs use several of them to analyze these files and run questions directly. So I wouldn't need a news reporter. Quote, yeah, I mean, if you think about it from a kind of a, hypothetical position, if I've got the source materials directly and I've got a tool like this, I can kind of ask my own questions and make up my own mind about things without having
Yeah.
to have a news reporter do this for me, journalistic, and then tell me what it said. So again, power in this tool. That's
Well,
the real point here.
what's interesting here is you've heard of AI engine optimization, right? We know SEO, search engine optimization, and now it's AEO. Because think about this, you're not going to Google. You're not searching Google for this. You're asking AI to go out and do what it does. Where
Yes.
exactly is it searching? Don't know. It's
Yes.
I don't know exactly where it's searching, but what I do know, I mean, we enable Google, right? So it's searching Google, we know that, but is it doing more? And how is it determining that this is a source I'm going to come back with, or I'm going to
Yes.
keep looking for more?
Yes.
That's what you're getting here is exactly what you want versus what you might get on the first page of Google.
Yes. Yes. Rather than a curated search from an algorithm we don't
Right.
understand from only one source that might
Now
appear on the
you
first
create the
page and
algorithm
everybody
with
click on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
you are creating the algorithm in a way with your prompt, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And using more powerful tools to search in a wide variety of things, from crawling websites to, as you can see here on these different tools that we had mentioned that we enabled. This is an advanced web crawling, scraping, searching. This is web intelligence with looking at streaming sources, citations, and all kinds of different things. There's a lot of different ways to do things with these tools here, and each of these tools do things differently, and that's the power. By the way, if you're impressed here, man, we'd love to put this in your hands. It's very affordable. It's month to month. I mean, if you don't like it, fine, quit. If you want to get set up, great. We can get you set up easy. It's usage based, so there's no restrictions. Put all your users on it. Put none. Put some. Whichever way you want to run it. You only charge for what you use. So this tool rocks here. Again, not focusing so much on the tool at the moment, kind of the Google search thing and the weirdness, but this tool is really powerful to look at a
Oh yeah.
lot of different things.
I mean, look at what you're doing with it right now. I mean, it's again not not to talk about the tool too much, but I mean, because I use this every day as well. And I mean, I can't fathom just going to Google and typing in a search anymore. Because for one, I'm not going to type in, say, a paragraph of exactly what I want and what I don't want, because I don't get that with the Google search bar, right? And this is going to go out and do the hard work. It's going to look through multiple of those results, scrape that web page, look at it, read it, think about it, come back and say, here's what you're looking for, which is
Bingo.
what I would do. It would just take me, 100 times longer.
Right. You hear the term AI agent, AGI. You're like, listen, that's what this is. I'm
Yep.
asking this. What I'm actually doing is I'm asking this specific tool, this Hats AI chat bot, to be an agent for me and go and do some things with some tools that I enable it. And I'm asking it to use some different LLMs that I can choose which ones. So
Right.
yeah, very powerful here. So yeah, here's what I did. I said, focus on Google's policy and the search results for the body cam video source material, returning mostly news videos about the story and about the body cam video. Does Google have any policies that relate to preferring news outlet? So it does its due diligence. Here's with the tools. It comes back and says, short answer: Google doesn't have a written rule to prefer news outlets over a source video, but several official policies and systems can make news articles and news videos outrank a raw body cam upload, especially during a trial cycle. And it gives some of the reasons here. This one especially grabbed my attention: authoritative sources on sensitive and news queries. Now, authoritative sources here. Google's ranking systems aim to show helpful, reliable, and authoritative information, especially for topics that impact safety and civics, like kind of what we're talking about. But to me, that argument falls flat. Authoritative sources, that's what the body cam video is, an authoritative source.
Well,
But
so
they're
you say,
using,
right? But I mean, that's
again,
the same with SEO. That's the same with SEO. That you think if you know about backlinks and you know about getting backlinks to your website, where the backlink is makes all the difference, right? The
yes,
website where it is. If you got a backlink to your website posted on Microsoft.com, right? Or posted on Fox.com or CNN.com, whatever. There's a lot of authority there according to the internet, according to Google. If it's
yes,
posted on my personal blog and there's a backlink to your site, sorry, it's not going to help your SEO very much. Right?
yeah,
It's just the way it is. So
yeah.
they've got to have some metric where they determine authority. But you're right, in the common sense parlance of this, it's the original video. How is that not authoritative? But where is it posted? Where did it come from? Maybe that user that uploaded it doesn't have any authority because they've only got 3 subscribers. So it's a bit of a credit system, right?
It really is. It really is. Yeah. So again, here we're talking about Google policies. Google's a company; they make whatever policies they want. They're big, and a lot of people use them, so it affects a lot. But these are just policies. It looks like. I mean, literal policy. Just I trust these news sources more than this particular body cam video. And even though you're asking me for quote unquote source material in the body cam to see what the news is talking about, I'm going to give you just a world of news articles
Yep.
until you have to really dig for this thing you're looking for. So yeah, I said, does Google have a misinformation policy? Because I had heard some things about that. It said that Google doesn't have a misinformation policy specifically, but they do. How search works, informative, quality, and elevative health. They do prefer news outlets and authoritative sources and things like we were saying. I do want to, here's the freshness part. I want to get down to this other part here real quick here. Authoritative sources, a little bit more information on that. How authoritative sources affect results. News topic, Google's news-oriented system elevate publishers it deems authoritative, like you're saying, Joel, specifically certain news channels and stuff. And that can crowd out primary source video. And so, and this is kind of where it gets into the meat of it, right? This is where you can really have some, I won't say some fun, but you can really dig your teeth into kind of running quickly with being empowered. You got like a team of of experts here to ask questions and go get information for you, right? So I said, it would appear to an unbiased observer that preferring news outlets telling you about the video rather than just returning directly the search result for the body cam, which is the source material, would be suboptimal results at best and possibly grossly misleading at worst.
Yeah.
You thought about that for a second, responding with empathy and guidance. They don't know what to do with me at that point, right? Go ahead,
Right.
Joel. I cut you off.
No, not you didn't really cut me off. I'm agreeing. And it's kind of funny though. It's like, all right, well, we got to slow this guy down a little bit. He's getting a little upset about this, but yeah, I mean, you're right.
Right?
And that's again, it kind of comes back to it's, what obviously an algorithm has to operate on metrics, and what are the metrics here? It's when it says the source of this, it's the source, the channel that's putting the
Yes.
content out there, not the content
Yes.
itself.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's the rub. Google's policy says, well, where am I getting this video from? Me as a human says, well, the video is what's important. I mean, it's the body cam video. And again, different ways of looking at this. Here's where it could get interesting. We could ask Gemini right now what Gemini thinks about this whole Google thing. Now, Gemini is Google, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna say, what do you think about this argument? Now, Joel, my question to you is, this is a live demo on a worldwide live broadcast. If I hit enter, will Gemini Flash down there, which I chose here as the LLM, will it know all the history that I've been talking about already? I've been using ChatGPT.
It
The
should
answer,
in this
the
case.
answer is
Yes.
absolutely it will. This is cool. Watch this.
And you didn't have to copy and paste it and go log into Gemini.
Nope.
You just
Nope. I just brought in
flip the switch.
a second opinion, and I
Yep.
could bring in another one. Well, maybe well, let's see what is let's see what models we got to work with over here. What does maybe what does Claude from Anthropic have to say about it? What does
What
Amazon's
does Amazon
what,
say? It's Bezos owns Washington Post, so might as well find out what Amazon has to
right?
say, right?
What does China say about this with DeepSeek? What
Yeah.
does Grok say about it? So yeah, any of these other opinions, we talk about hallucinations and verifying results. Hey, it gets no easier than this. So here's what Gemini has to say about Google's policy here. It's an understandable argument, and it highlights a fundamental tension in how search engines balance different user needs and societal goals. From the perspective of a user who explicitly wants the raw, unfiltered source material, like the body cam video, having search results dominate about the coverage, indeed frustrating, seems suboptimal. The core of your argument is that official body cam video is the most authoritative. Yeah, right? However, Google's algorithms are designed to serve a broad range, and on and on and on it goes. So, without moving too much here into this topic, I'd like to kind of close with this. Let me give you this right here. So if I can get this going again, my apologies. Slideshow from the beginning. From the beginning, maybe. There it is. So disappearing evidence questions. Is it a normal feature? Yeah, unfortunately, I think it is a normal feature, which doesn't serve very well in cases like this. I argue, but that's just my opinion. We've done the AI use case, the research and fact finding. If I really wanted to go further, I maybe download some documents about this case in there and really go for it. But I didn't use the AI use case, wasn't to check out this case necessarily about it's really how Google is doing the search about it. So I think we've done that. And I think I want to finish with this last piece here, which is this. If you like this stuff, if you like this tool that I'm using, man, get yourself one. We'll set you up. It's affordable. I mean, it starts at $169 a month and up. It's flexible. It's completely usage based. No user restrictions. So put your users on it. Only pay for what you use. No risk. You can cancel it at any time. It's month to month. I mean, not any time. You're on the hook for a month, but it's not like you got to sign a long contract. And if you want to jump on this, go to our website right there, and we would love to take care of you. And in fact, let me show you how to do that. If you're confused about how to get in touch with us, just go to Valenture.com right here. You'll see the website. By the way, if you're having a serious cybersecurity event, that's what we deal with. Click under attack and we can be on it right now. So we'll be glad to jump on immediate response on cybersecurity events in case you might need that. But yeah, you can go right here to schedule a call and put your name and number in there and we'll get you rolling. We can have you set up quick like and in a hurry.
Yeah, man.
Joel, what's your thoughts?
Well, like I said, I mean, it's super affordable, $169 a month, and this is a business tool, all the security built in. $169, I mean, that's good for more than just you. That's not per user, right? That's you can get a couple people on
Right.
there, a few people on there, probably at least, depending on how heavy usage you could honestly get a whole team on there, depending on the usage. So, no brainer, really, right? Why not try it out? And then, hey, not for you, fine, go ahead and cancel. But I tell you, everybody that uses it loves it. So yeah, but good stuff, man. Good topic. Good topic. This is something we brought up. But what's interesting about it is that all the answers, we can convince ourselves are, yeah, that makes sense. It's reasonable, but we still don't really know, do we?
I certainly, as a human being, I'll say this
Yep.
on, as I finish here,
Yep.
I realize the topic gets explosive, and I've done
Mm-hmm.
my very best. As Joel is, we're not saying somebody was right or somebody was wrong or something's good or something's bad. Obviously, it's a terrible event all the way around for everyone involved. But focusing on the outcomes on the other side of me as just a human being in the world who would like information to know what's going on rather than depending on somebody to tell me what's going on.
Right.
I found this personally frustrating just because for me, my experience was boom, the video's gone. And I
Yeah.
understand why. I'm not saying anybody did it nefariously. I'm not the result, the end result is very suboptimal. I couldn't find source material. And as I mentioned on the other side, I think it could be disastrous and really hiding something very important from a tremendous amount of the population at a time when they may need to really see it.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's awesome is that AI was able to really dig deep without you having to spend a lot of time yourself digging deep, right? It was able to
Exactly.
dig deep and find what you were looking for and come up with some reasons why you may be experiencing what you experienced. So it was great. It was good.
It did all the work while we were sitting here talking about it. I mean,
Yep.
you see it. You can't beat that. You know the number one reason that people buy this, Joel?
Why?
The number one reason people buy this.
Didn't
I
know
know
expecting
you
an
know.
answer there, but yeah, go ahead.
I know you know. The number one reason that our clients buy this is because if they don't buy it, and if the business doesn't take the lead regarding, what is AI and how do we use it, then the people in the business do. People
Yeah,
are bringing
exactly.
AI to work all the time now. And you can put a policy in place, which we certainly recommend. Don't do that. Don't bring your personal email to work to do business email stuff on. Same, right?
Yeah.
Don't bring your personal AI to work to do things at work with, that. So we're seeing that if the business doesn't put something like this in place, a secure AI solution, and encourage that, then people just bring it from work. They will fill the gap, the void that's left that the business leaves if the business doesn't fill that gap.
And a topic for another day, how long before insurance really cracks down on this? Your cyber insurance, right? I'm sure they are to an extent already. I'm sure there's some controls in place already as far as, are you doing this? Are you not doing this? Do you have this secured? But how long before it becomes another thing like MFA, where you don't have MFA? Sorry, man, we're not insuring your business, right? We're not taking that chance. And you don't
Hey,
have secure AI. You're just letting your users use their own AI and trusting they're not putting your company data out there. Yeah, we might talk to us next year. We'll see. Or here's your new rate.
The insurance companies are way behind. They always have been. The
Mhm.
regulations on this AI security is way behind. I think regulations are always reactive and they flow late. Anyone that understands the technology knows right now that it can be tricked, and anything that is connected to the technology is then available after you trick the technology. This needs to be
Right.
secured. That's why today each company has a tech stack, right? There's technology in the company. And sometimes that tech stack is old. You're paying today for yesterday's technology. Your tech stack looks like it did, 5, 10 years ago. That's a problem.
Yep.
If you don't have an up-to-date tech stack, then your people will fill in the holes for you, and that's what's happening with AI. So bringing it in is affordable. It's very doable. It's no magic. It's no woo. We got to change everything. It's not like that. It's a SaaS. We create you some users on the platform. There's a whole training program. It's not a problem. Get you going on it. But not having it does create problems.
Right. Big time. Well, man, it's good stuff today. I appreciate you bringing this. Good
Absolutely.
topic.
You have a great weekend, and thanks to everyone that was listening. If you listen this far, for goodness sakes, hit the follow or like or whatever. The
Please,
algorithm
yes.
loves that stuff. It helps us get this content out to you, and it helps us get the content out to other folks that may need it. If you know someone that needs this content, please share it. Please share it. We try our best to put stuff out here that's valuable. Thank you, and have a great weekend.
100%.